Hi friends, so happy to have you here. We're gonna do our first little conditioning video. This is gonna be a stretching video, and this is assuming that you are not warmed up, you have not danced or worked out this day, assuming that you might have some injuries that you're working with, some stiffness that we're working around. So stretching from not warmed up already is what this video is. I have a blanket in case you don't have a yoga mat. Well, you can just use a blanket or something for your knees, and then I do have this roller that we'll use later. If you don't have a roller, you can just find a sturdy water bottle that's cylindrical, wrap it with a towel and some rubber bands or hair bands, and that will work pretty much the same. So starting with our stretch. So if you've taken my class before, you know that if we're doing a stretch, usually in a more active class, we'll start standing up, but that's also, again, assuming that it's towards the end of the day, you've been doing stuff all day, kind of moving around. So this is assuming maybe it's the morning. It is the morning for me, and we haven't been moving yet. So I just start just sitting in any comfortable position, breathing a little bit. This is how I like to sit when I'm stretching on the ground, but you can sit crisscross applesauce or whatever is fine. Just breathing. We're gonna start with the head, so gently tilt your head towards the right shoulder. Don't crank it, just sort of until you can feel something on the opposite side of your neck. And then switch over gently to the other side. There's some muscles that you won't activate and stretch if you're pushing all the way, again to the right. So we're trying to get those smaller muscles in before we get to the deeper ones. And one more to the left. This time I'm going to push down with the palm of my left hand towards the ground. I have my right hand over, wrapping over, gently rest on your ear and pushing down slightly with both hands. And release that. We'll come to the other side, pushing down with the palm of your right hand. Left hand is going to wrap over, resting on the ear, pushing with both hands down towards the ground. Good, and relax that now. Chin is going to come down towards your collarbones. Roll your chin along your collarbones to the right. You should feel a stretch in the side back of your left neck. And then again, rolling down the collarbones to look the other way. I'm more looking down diagonally than straight out to the side. Again, to the right. And last one to the left. The chin is going to come down center. Try to pull your shoulders back away from your chest. Good, and then lift up, opening your neck. Think more opening the front than squeezing at the back. And dropping down. And look up again. This time, chin is going to come down. You're clasping your hands at the back of your neck, sort of between where the base of your head is and the top of your neck is. And just gently rest your hands down here, relaxing. Don't pull your head down, more just let the weight of your arms pull your head down. Now the hands are going to come down to the base of the neck, so you're supporting here and kind of spreading my vertebrae with my fingers. Then looking up, resting your head on your fingers. take the head, gently roll it one direction. Start with small circles and then get concentrically larger as you go around. We'll go one more after this. Good. And then slowing it down, we'll take it the other way. Small circle and then get larger. Good. Relaxing here. Squeeze your shoulders up and drop them back. And 2, 3, and last one, 4. Reversing that, squeeze them back and then drop them down to the front. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This time reversing, sweep your arms up and then drop them back like you're trying to pull them, reaching to the wall behind you. Don't force it though. 2 more. And last one like this. Good, and now we'll reverse it, sweeping back. You can stretch your fingers as you do this. And 3. Good, now we're going to take the rib cage in a circle around one direction. This is my little dance corner, by the way. We have a guest bed, my piano, and all of my dance-related work things. Right now the clothing rack is empty because I don't have any shows. And coming the other way. Really trying to get into every corner. One last one. Good, now from here I'm going to gently fall forward with my chest. I'm going to get about as low as I can go. I'm going to pull through the back, like someone's pulling my ribcage backwards through my spine, and then lift up again. 3 more like this, folding forward from your heart and pulling back. And from here we'll reverse it, diving down with the top of your head and then peeling up towards the back. 3 more. Good. So now you should feel like a little bit warmed up. Not very far yet though. Coming to hands and knees. Oof, I have a slight wrist injury. I'm gonna start with pushing through my shoulders, through my hands, gently pressing with all of my fingertips, and then relaxing that down. Sinking your spine all the way through your shoulder blades as far as you can go. And we'll go up again, pushing. And sink down. One more like this. Good, now we'll roll up through the spine, starting from the base, pulling up one vertebrae at a time towards the ceiling, and then unraveling the opposite way, coming down towards the floor one vertebrae at a time. You can't really separate your vertebrae like that, but the idea is that you start to think about the pieces of your spine separately and try to get some mobility, some space between them. And don't force it at this point. We're not really doing back bends, we're more just getting some articulation in the spine. And from here, I'm going to take my ribcage around, similar to earlier, this time releasing your head with it. And come the other way. From here, I'm going to start just with a little bit of a lunge. Bring the left foot forward. I want to make sure my knee is right above my ankle. I'm more focusing on sliding my back knee backwards gently so that I'm opening at this right hip flexor. And bring your hips back straight in your left leg. We're going to start with the toes pointing gently. And then flex that foot. We're going to fold at the hip. And releasing that, we'll come back to the lunge. This time lifting up your left arm to the back, twisting gently. Make sure you keep your knee kind of tracking in. Don't let it fly too far to the side. Good, and release that. One more hips coming back. And this time sort of move around in your spine, in your hip socket. Sometimes we just stretch in like one exact track, and while that's helpful for alignment, it's not really realistic for dancers because we're moving our bodies as we're stretching when we're dancing. So you want to make sure you start to like get into all the little corners and places that you really would hit while you're moving around. Good. And same thing in the lunge this time. And to finish out just this side, I'm going to come to a little triangle. Stretching my hips, stretching my thighs as I shift my hips side to side. And then stretching through my back calf. I'm going to come both toes facing forwards. So shifting side to side, around, moving your hips in like circles or figure eight. And here I'm just going to relax for a minute when I feel kind of settled here. Relaxing the back of your neck, making sure that you're releasing as much as possible. If you like, you can grab your arms, biceps with your opposite hand, and just sort of hang here. Now we're going to take it to the other side. So I'm gently coming down. We're going to lunge now on our right. Again, making sure the knee is right above the ankle. Focusing more on opening this left hip flexor. My toes are flat on the floor. So now bring the hips back, starting with the pointed toe gently. Good, and then come up, we're going to flex that foot and fold in at the hip. up, we'll come back to the lunge. This time opening the arm to the back, pulling the knee, front knee, keep it in line. And coming back down. Again, we're shifting back, moving through the leg and the hip. If you're not sure how to move and we're just kind of coming through these freestyle areas of stretching, just sort of pretend that you're looking for places where your muscles are tight. So try to like shift around, find a spot where it feels tight, and then just move around there. See if you can like pinpoint parts that are like much more tight. Where's the mobility today? Good. And coming into a lunge, same thing here. Shifting around. Good. And now we'll come to triangle on this side. And now coming to stretch that back heel, back calf. Pushing down through your heel from your hip, all the way into the floor. Good. Alright. From here, you should be ready to start a workout of any kind. You could go, like, use this as a precursor for a dance class if you're, like, going into a more intense class as far as, like, movement or, like, what kind of mobility you're gonna need. This is a good, like, either first thing in the morning or pre-workout stretch. You don't want to do, like, a super deep stretch if you aren't warmed up at all. So I would recommend super deep stretches for, like, immediately after a workout. Like, drink water, of course. Don't stretch when you're dehydrated. That's just gonna hurt you. So doing like a deeper stretch right after a workout or after a run, once you've like calmed down, drink water, after like a big class. If you're super exhausted and you've taken like 3 or 4 classes and then you try to do a deep stretch, you might have exhausted your body too much and your muscles won't be able to like correctly hold you up and like keep you safe. So there is like risk for injury if you're doing like a really like a serious deep stretch session after you've been working out or training for like 3 or 4 plus however many hours is like your limit. So yeah, that's why I would recommend this one. Next, we're gonna get into our big stretch session. So this one is for, again, when you just need a gentle stretch, when you need a little warm up, getting into it.